everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a summer holiday survival guide. As you know, some holidays are coming up, and if you don't have children in school, then it won't make any difference to you. You can still use these tips anyway. But for anyone who has like children in nursery or school, and it is hard to entertain your children for 6 weeks, it's not a matter of surviving as such, because obviously it's nice to spend time with our children, but it can get very boring very quickly, especially for children. So this is my sort of tips and tricks for surviving some holidays on a budget as well, so that you're not spending ridiculous amounts of money going to like theme parks, paying for things. These are sort of things that you can do for free or for nearly free, or for however cheap you want to do them. So I'll start off with the outdoor things, even though the weather right now doesn't look that great. Hopefully it should get better towards the summer holidays. So yeah, tip number 1. Putting on your raincoats and just going outside. If it's completely lashing it down, it's disgusting weather, but you're bored, your kids are bored, they're climbing the walls, just put the wellies and the raincoats on and just go outside, even if it's just splashing some puddles, just to get outside. Just take them to the park, let them get filthy dirty, just bring a plastic bag for the dirty clothes, and yeah, just get yourself a really big umbrella to hide underneath while they go and run around and be crazy. Dylan absolutely adores going out in the rain, as long as he's equipped for it. If we get caught in the rain, he's not too pleased, but if he's got his wellies on and his coat, he's happy doing whatever. Tip number 2, go to your local library. I know it sounds boring, and maybe if your child's not into reading, then maybe this one isn't for you, but if your child loves reading, even if it's just like a bedtime story at night, just go down to your local library, pick out a couple books, a couple of new books they haven't read, and it kind of makes bedtime more exciting as well, because it's a new book to read before bed. And just the general getting on your coats and going outside, or if it's sunny, going outside, walking to your library, or if it's too far to walk, catching the bus. Kids love getting the bus, well, I know Dylan does anyway. He loves it when we get the bus anywhere. Usually we drive because obviously we have a car, but if we get the bus, it's like a special treat. If you have a garden, this one only accounts to people who have gardens. I don't have a garden, but if you have a garden, this one's great. Super sunny day, just go to your local shop, whether it be like an Argos or a Tesco or like a B&M or a Home Bargain, wherever you live in the UK or anywhere abroad, and just buy the biggest paddling pool for the cheapest price you can find, fill it full of water, and just let them play in it all day. You don't even need to buy expensive toys for it. You can just give them old bottles to fill up and empty out, and kids will have some old cars and trucks to play in. And if you haven't got a garden, another thing that we like to do is get like a big tub, like a storage tub, fill it with water, pop it in the bathroom, put loads of towels on the floor, and just let him play with his trucks in the water. And it's a great way to cool off as well if it's a super sunny day. Tip number 3, let them wash your car. Now, I know this is something that Stanley would necessarily allow Dylan to do, because he has just got a brand new car and he's terrified of anything happening to it. But if you're not bothered, by that, let them wash your car. It's a great thing for them to do. It's super fun. Again, it's a great way to cool off. And even if it's not super hot, children generally don't care. They just sort of, anything that they can get stuck into, they will do. So have them wash your car. Even if they don't do a good job, you can always wash it again later, or take them through the car wash. Dylan loves that. And the last thing is to check out local events. So check out local fun days. I recently went to one in my local Dobbies, which is like a garden centre, and they had bouncy castles and face painting, but loads of places like that are great anyway, like garden centres. I know Dobbies is fabulous. It has an amazing, not aquarium, because obviously you buy your fish from there, but it's an amazing collection of fish. They have marine fish, they have they have all of those. They have live coral, So check out garden centres, they're always free. You can always, take some snacks with you if you don't want to buy lunch while you're there and have lunch when you get home, or if you want to buy lunch, they always have really nice cafes. Just check out local events, fun days in parks. Just take along a couple of quid for the bouncy castles and the face painting, and it's a great fun all day out. So next I'm going to talk to you about indoor things. So some things you can do indoor if you're not really into going out in the rain or anything like that. So tip 1 for indoor activities is to make an indoor sandpit. So kind of similar to the one with the water. Just get yourself a big tub. We just use like the big ones that you store things in. You can buy them for about £5. You can buy play sand for about £5. And just let them play in there. Give them old bottles, give them spoons, old cars, just anything that you don't mind getting covered in sand. And the great thing about sand is, yes, it does get everywhere, but it's so easy to just hoover up at the end of the day, empty out your hoover, and they've had a great day. Tip number 2 is baking. It doesn't necessarily have to be cakes, it doesn't have to be sweet things if you're not wanting to feed your children lots of sweets and, all that stuff. I tend to not like to do that. You can always bake bread. Bread's a really fun thing for kids to do because obviously it rises and that's like magic. You can always bake things like banana bread and cookies, but you can always find healthier recipes if you don't want to obviously fill them with sugar. Number 3 is to have a movie day. So if it is looking miserable out there, you don't fancy donning your wellies and your Mac, have a movie day. So get some popcorn, get some blankets, and put on a film that your children will watch. So whether it's a favourite or it's a new one they're excited to see, just anything like that, and just sit down on the couch or get into bed if you've got a telly in your bedroom, just watch the film, and you'll be amazed at how much children engage watching films if you watch them with them. Because they ask you questions. Oh, they ask you questions. Make sure it's a film that you've seen before so you can fill them in all the way through. But yeah, Dylan loves that. He loves when I watch a film with him. He will watch films by himself, but he likes it better when I watch it with him because we sort of talk about the film as it's going along like you would, with any of your friends or anything like that. Finally, tip number 4 for indoor activities is to do all those craft sets that you've had, like stacked up under your sink or under the bed or on top of the wardrobe. So even if it means that you're making Santa hats in July, kids don't care. As long as they can play with glue and scissors and glitter, they do not care what they're making. They will not care the season. They just won't care. And it empties out some space for you so that all those craft sets that you've bought over the last year or so aren't clogging up, your wardrobe or wherever you've stored them. Yeah, so they are my tips for surviving the summer holidays or any holiday really with your children on a budget. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!